On April 27, 1943, P-47 Thunderbolts dipped, dived, and weaved through the sky. The type formation reached speeds over 400 miles per hour and shot their 850 caliber machine guns in rapid succession, sending mounds of dirt bursting in the air. One observer described the planes like rockets climbing into space. Despite being World War II fighter bombers, these planes were not soaring over Normandy or Berlin. They were zigzagging the blue skies of Evansville, Indiana, performing a demonstration for President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The air show was part of a larger presidential visit, during which FDR toured the Evansville P-47 plant. He inspected the assembly lines, met with plant workers, and presented exceptional employees with model P-47 planes. When asked for his thoughts on the factory, FDR expressed admiration, saying, "This is a very important place. We hear a lot about it." Today, the P-47 is considered one of the most important fighter aircrafts of World War II. Manufactured by Republic Aviation Corporation and debuted in 1943, pilots flew P-47s in both the European and Pacific theaters. During the war, Republic Aviation operated two plants, one in Farmingdale, New Jersey, and the second one in Evansville. By the end of the war, Allied forces had performed over 500,000 missions in the P-47, shooting down more Luftwaffe aircraft than any other Allied fighter. While military history often focuses on aircraft design and the pilots who flew them, the people who built these planes are equally intriguing. In fact, the manpower behind P-47 production may be more aptly described as womanpower.
All the day long, where the rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making...
Known as Raiderettes, these women served in many positions at the Republic plants. The Evansville Raiderettes' hard work, sacrifices, and patriotism contributed to the production of over 1/3 of the Thunderbolts manufactured during World War II. I'm Justin Clark, and this is a short episode of Talking Hoosier History. Republic Aviation Corporation in Evansville sought to hire a substantial number of women workers because men were fighting overseas. The company recruited women through newspaper advertisements and provided free classes for workers to learn a variety of factory skills. Once trained, Raiderettes could be found working side by side with men in machining parts, welding metal, wiring electrical components, inspecting aircrafts, and transporting supplies. Others worked in administration, writing for the company newspaper, filing papers, or working logistics. So there was no singular experience among the Raiderettes.
Millions of women who have never before been employed in industry and now enlisted in the nation's labor forces.
Women across the plant embraced their varied roles, seeing them as a patriotic duty, and exceeded the expectations of the public, many of whom believed women were not suited to manufacturing work.
Women in general are not as strong as men, but with the right equipment adjusted to their capabilities, they can do just about the same work as men.
In fact, the Muncie Evening Press reported that, with some tasks, women workers across the country exceeded men's production output by 10% or more. Day-to-day life in the plant consisted of 10 to 14-hour shifts across various departments, and for many, included long commutes of up to 80 miles a day.
From all walks of life, they came to help make secure our way of living.
Raiderettes, nevertheless, experienced gender bias at Republic Aviation. Often, the women's workplace demeanor was more heavily scrutinized than men's.
Straighten up. Keep your back straight, but not rigid.
One column in the company's newspaper, Republic Aviation News, cautioned women against supersensitiveness in the workplace and frequently commented on female employees' outfits or social behaviors.
When working at top speed, as we all are, we can't wear high-heeled shoes.
In this way, women were expected to do a man's job while still adhering to traditional gender roles.
We wouldn't be women if we weren't concerned about our figures. But increased activity at our jobs now needs increased energy to do these jobs efficiently.
Still, Raiderettes pushed against and broke the glass ceiling in various ways. For example, Naomi Johnson served as the first female restricted radio operator in the region, using advanced aircraft radios to communicate and direct pilots. Due to her strong interest in and advanced knowledge of aviation, she was made an honorary member of the Civil Air Patrol.
Air travel has become safe today largely because of the application of radio principles.
When interviewed by Republic Aviation News, Johnson expressed her passion for her work, stating, "The thing I like best about radio work is the fact that it's something you can never learn enough about. You just keep studying and studying. But I wouldn't mind being called a bookworm if I could read about radio." Other women broke barriers as well, such as Eunice Hall, who served as the first reclamation agent at Republic, a new position that encouraged the conservation of factory materials to reduce waste in the various plant divisions.
Even fractions of a penny saved on each of the innumerable materials may determine how much we get for our money.
Others, such as Betty Gillies and the Women Air Force Service pilots, colloquially known as WASPs, were elite civilian pilots who supported the war effort by ferrying, testing, and transporting planes.
The threat of hard-working women in the production of materials must make our enemies afraid of our day of victory.
Raiderettes held diverse roles within Republic Aviation and navigated their new public-facing roles in a variety of ways. However, the common thread of all these women is that they collaborated with both male workers and one another, pushing against traditional gender roles to honorably serve the United States during World War II.
Our enemies must know that for them there is danger. Women at work.
On August 21, 1945, Republic Aviation announced they would be ending all production at Evansville. Upon its closure, the plant had produced over 1/3 of all P-47 Thunderbolts in the world, hired thousands of employees, and infused millions of dollars into the local economy. Undoubtedly, the work of the women at the Evansville Republic Aviation plant helped win the war and challenge traditional gender barriers. While many eventually returned to their prior occupations and roles, Raiderettes remained proud of their contributions and fondly recalled their time at the factory.
Rosie, the Raiderette, Rosie, working on assembly line.
Through examining their histories, which are often told in the Raiderettes' own words through both oral histories and the company newspaper, we can better understand the lived experiences of women wartime workers and their contributions to the country. When reflecting upon the legacy of the Evansville Raiderettes, it is perhaps best summarized by Republic Aviation News columnist Laverne Hetty. Sometimes when you think back over your old history texts and remember that the accounts there relate the deeds of men, not women, doesn't it give you a marvelous feeling to realize that the greatest chapter of history of mankind is being written today, and that you women are going to have your names in the headlines? Want to learn more about the Raiderettes or Evansville's role in World War II? Check out our blog post, The Raiderettes, the women who built Evansville's P-47 Thunderbolts, by IHB historian Kelsey Green. You can learn more about Indiana's role in World War II through our state marker program. We recently installed a P-47 Thunderbolt marker in Evansville, which examines the impact of the Republic Aviation factory discussed today. Similarly, our World War II Army ammunition plant marker explores the role of the DuPont ammunition plant in Charleston and its role in manufacturing powder-propelled projectiles for Allied forces. Visit our website for more information on World War II era markers. We hope you liked this episode of the podcast. Let us know. Subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you get your podcasts. Once again, I'm Justin Clark, and this has been Talking Hoosier History. Thanks for listening.